Here today to talk about this Trayvon Martin case, a little kid from Sanford, Florida that got killed late February. His killer hasn't been brought to justice because he's getting a self-defense plea. I mean, wasn't even charged. He was just the police decided on the site, open and shut case, and the kid murdered in vain. But I'm wearing my hood today in respect to Trayvon Martin. This is the Emmett Till case all over again. 60 something years later, because Emmett Till was a little kid from Chicago that went to Mississippi to visit some relatives and stay for the summer in 1955. And he was killed for allegedly whistling at a white lady. And the two men that killed Emmett Till, with even though they had vigorous amount of evidence, they were acquitted. They mutilated this boy's body. They hung him. They burned him, but they were let free in 1955 by an all-white jury. Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old kid coming from a store, bought a pack of Skittles and an iced tea. If you haven't heard the tapes, they got audio on YouTube that you can listen to, but I warn you, listener discretion. I mean, because it's probably nothing you really would want to hear. It would probably anger you more. The killer, George Zimmerman, called the police and told them there was a suspicious guy walking in the neighborhood. Throughout the conversation, the police told him, "Don't follow him." And the guy said, "Okay." And so eventually, somebody following you. You're in a place you don't know, and somebody start chasing you. Eventually, you will run. And I don't understand why people always say, "Well, police, well, they ran, so they had to be guilty." Nah, you run because somebody's chasing you. I mean, I was taught at an early age growing up in Mississippi that you run first, you ask questions later. I mean, that's just what we know. And if somebody put their hands on you, kick their ass. That's just how I grew up. So the guy pursued him, started running after him. The kid ran away and got away. And eventually he caught up with him and shot him to death. Just blatant murder. And he's claiming self-defense. There is also an audio tape of this taking place. I mean, you could hear the little kid in the background screaming for help. And the lady that was on the phone with 911 and told them that somebody was in the backyard screaming for help. You can hear the screaming. You can hear the shot. I mean, it is quite disturbing. I was in the military, so I heard gunshots. I heard grenade explosions and things of that nature. But you hearing somebody scream for help, and then when a gun goes off, you hear no more screams. But the police still insist that it was self-defense. When it's a 17-year-old kid that weighs 140 pounds soaking wet, wearing a hood, gets shot by a 200 plus pound grown ass man. I mean, somebody explain that to me. What, he didn't have 2 packs of Skittles? You wanted Skittles? But this kid was killed. And the killer is walking free and being protected by the police. There's a law in Florida and 20 other states. It's a self-defense law. It's like a stand your ground law. But stand your ground against what? You start chasing somebody when the police told you do not follow him. You catch up with him and kill him, and then you get self-defense. The killer might walk. He might go free. But what if the shoe was on the other foot? I mean, the justice system is corrupt. Back in the day in Mississippi, when people were being hung and lynched in broad daylight, set on fire, crosses burned in their yards, burned their houses down, and the same people that were doing the lynchings, they were on the jury setting the people free that joined them in the lynchings. And the judge was probably in on it also. Now tell me, is that justice? And 60 years later, same stuff is taking place. In the Trayvon Martin case, will we see justice? That's the question. So I'm going to pray for Trayvon Martin's family, and you guys do the same. And shame on you, Sanford Police Department. Shame on you, George Zimmerman. Until next time, peace.